Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shani. If you're new here, welcome. And to my regular watchers, I always appreciate you. Now, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. I'd really appreciate it. On the menu today, let's make these delicious carrot rock buns. Let's get started. So here are my ingredients. I have some flour, some butter, I have some eggs, as well as some of my carrot juice from my previous video. I have my carrot pulp that I left over that I mentioned to you that I would, and I also have some raisins and some currants. You can use either one or both like I'm doing here. I have my sugar, and you can use any type of sugar you like. I just feel like brown sugar really makes this tasty. Then I have my spices. I have my baking powder, my salt, and my cinnamon. So now we're just gonna go ahead and get all the dry ingredients incorporated. So go ahead and just use a whisk and just fluff up your flour, add in your cinnamon and your salt and your baking powder. Give that a little whisk, and then we're gonna go ahead and get in our butter. We're sort of making this into like fine breadcrumbs, and so I'm just gonna use my hand to break up the butter with the flour until I get some fine breadcrumbs texture resemblance. So this looks good, and I'm gonna go ahead now and get the other ingredients in with the flour. So in goes your pulp. Now this doesn't have to be carrot pulp, you can use any pulp. So add in your sugar, your raisins, and then go ahead. I'm still using my hands here, guys, because this is going to be easier to stir, because as you can see, the pulp is kind of like clumpy, so I'll just use my hand to just break those up. And if I have a fork or a spoon, it might not do as good. So now we're going to go ahead and work on our wet ingredients as our dry is done. So now we'll go ahead and just whisk up our eggs. I'm using 2 eggs here. I'll add in some vanilla. I'll just give that a whisk, and then I'll add in my carrot juice. So in the event that you didn't have carrot juice before like I do, you can go ahead and use some milk, and you can just go ahead and grate up some fresh carrots to achieve this as well. So now we're going to incorporate our dry with our wet, and I'm going to go ahead now and use a spoon to get this mixed in together. So we're looking for a semi wet mixture, not too dry and not too wet. So I'll just keep mixing until I'm at the desired consistency. Now this looks like I need a little bit more mixture, so I'll add in some more of the juice. So in total here I have a whole cup of the juice. So I've just used about 3/4 cup of it, as well as the 2 eggs. I'll tell you everything in the description box below what you need to achieve this. So this looks good, the right consistency. So here I have a ice cream scoop and a lined baking sheet with parchment, and I'm just placing them on here, and what I'm doing here is just roughing up the top a little bit so that they're sort of like more rock cake type looking, not too smooth. So I'm gonna go ahead now after this and just do an egg wash on the top. If you didn't have the egg wash, you can use a little bit of milk and just brush that on. That's gonna help me to get a little brown color, but these will definitely achieve their color, because as you can see, they almost already have their color. So just brush this on and preheat your oven to 350 degrees while you're doing this. These bake for 20 minutes. So here after the 20 minutes, these came out lovely. So I just melted some butter and I'm just brushing it onto the top. That's gonna make them nice and shiny and give you that glossy look. So let's take a look on the inside of one of these. These look so great. See the texture, they're not too dry and they're not too moist. It's just a good balance. These are gonna go well with an ice cold drink of whatever sorts, or a hot beverage like your coffee or your tea. These came out absolutely delicious looking. So I really do hope that you're gonna go ahead and try this recipe and use up any pulp of any juice that you have and enjoy. So here they are looking beautiful. Thank you so much for watching.